Today we'll cover two things in the UiPath platform. One, our healing agent, how we can really provide resiliency to our automation capabilities in the platform, and two, our ScreenPlay capability that really brings computer use to an enterprise from an enterprise-grade automation perspective. So first, let's talk about the healing agent. One of the things that we've brought into the platform to really add agentic capabilities to our traditional automations or any traditional workflows that you're building is a healing agent that is automatically watching over your automations. So when you have these automations running, you can see, you can turn on and off the healing agent, but it enables it to fix some of these UI automation issues that you run into when those automations are executing live in production, right? Making sure your business processes, especially those critical ones, execute as expected and don't have downtime or any issues. Now, as an example here, we can see if we go to our jobs, I had an automation run. We can see that the healing agent had some issues detected, but it was able to successfully complete that automation. Now, if we dive into it, we can see that there were 4 activities or sections of this automation that were healed. And I, as a developer, got a notification. So quickly was able to know that, hey, there was some healing going on, but it was able to successfully complete the job. We can easily see from a development perspective the video timeline. So we can see the automation that was executing. We can see all of the logs here. We can see that an anchor wasn't found. Then the healing agent kicked in to recover it, and then was able to find an alternative target using some of our healing capabilities and different methods of actually understanding the screen and all the elements that are available to it, as well as in the context of the automation and what's trying to complete. And so we were able to fix and recover that activity and continue the automation. And we did this for a couple others as well. Now, what's really powerful is this can happen on desktop automations, browser-based automations, even inside of virtual environments. And we have AI-based methods as well as deterministic-based methods that can help you do this healing depending on what you prefer. And they all kind of work together here to help continue your execution of your automations. Now, we go a step further too, and not only is it helping you from continuity of executing those automations, but it's also going to help you fix and repair those automations. And so here it's capturing the changes that it's recommending that it was using to continue to heal that automation and providing it to me as a developer so that I could easily go ahead and implement this in the automation. Now I can open this up inside our studio environment. It would bring those changes and those updates right to me as a developer. And I can easily click into any of these changes and it'll highlight the exact use case or activity where it's looking to make changes or updates to go and actually heal the issue that we ran into. So pretty handy, really helpful from an automation perspective and a maintenance perspective, bringing some of those agentic capabilities to our automations to add some of that intelligence to how they execute. Now, that was healing agent. That was really important for resiliency. Some of these computer vision capabilities and understanding of the screen are also being used on and really experimented in what we're working towards now, something called ScreenPlay. You may have heard in the past as UI agent, but it really allows us now at runtime to add activities into a workflow. And instead of having to define every automation step, every element to click and type into, we can simply drag a single activity into a workflow or a couple of them, add a prompt of specifically what we're looking to do, and point this to a specific application that we're looking to run on. Now, a couple of things I'll point out. I will first start to get this running here so we can see it in action. This is going to be a generic use case first so we can really see the capabilities that we have here in this computer use model, and then we'll show you one that's really relevant to the bank. So I'll get this kicked off. A couple things I'll point out as it's running. One, we have this browser activity that actually locks the ScreenPlay or computer use directly to the actual application that we want. So it can't do things outside of that, adding some of that governance and control. Two, in this use case, I haven't said anything about this pop-up that showed up on the screen. But what's important is if you look in this left-hand output panel, you can see that the actual computer's agent was intelligently able to understand, hey, there is this block-up that's preventing me from actioning on this web page. Let me go ahead and clear this pop-up to then go ahead and continue the execution as requested. And so you can see the actual reasoning and actions that are happening on this left-hand side. Now, you also may have noticed that there's a couple other things happening here. We're able to handle complex fields, drop-downs, tables, checkboxes, understand complex layouts and elements of these screens and interact with them just from a prompt and really pointing to that application and kind of explaining what we want to happen. Now here you can see that it's able to even handle language changes. So we change the language to Japanese and it's still going to be able to navigate and submit this action and complete its task. Now you'll notice here in this dropdown, we do have another kind of key element that's unique to UiPath is a couple of blends of using our UiPath technology and understanding and proprietary ability to see the screen and understand how to interact with applications with these LLM capabilities to really create a unique large action model experience and method of using these large action models. Now, that was a generic use case to show you some of the complex points within these automations and how this UI agent or ScreenPlay at runtime can do some of this really unique stuff. Now, one use case is a little bit closer to some of the things a bank might be doing. Oftentimes when you're doing loans for things like auto loans, you do eventually, when somebody pays off that auto loan, then have to do some transfers and adjustments to the title, right, to make sure that it's not a title under lien and give it out to that user. Now, every quarter, generally manually, what has to be done is you have to go out to all 50 states, go to their websites, and kind of research what are the requirements that have to be taken care of to do that title transfer. Now, instead of actually going to each of those websites and creating a specific workflow for each one, what I can do is I can put all those websites, in this case for the demo, I just put two examples here, but go out to each of those URLs. I can pass that again to this Google Chrome browser lock. So focusing that ScreenPlay activity or computer use on a specific application, adding that control governance layer to this. And then I can prompt it to go ahead and actually find title issuance guidelines. So I can go ahead and kick this off. What you'll see is the ScreenPlay activity is going to now be able to open up the different applications for these states and then navigate it to actually understand how to find the vehicle title issuance guidelines, extract that data automatically, and give it to me and so that I can store it and use it for reference whenever somebody pays off their vehicle loan or auto loan and I have to adjust that title. So pretty powerful here, helps speed up some of the ability for me to navigate complexities in websites, as well as multitudes of complex applications and websites. Now, on this left-hand output panel, again, just reemphasizing that transparency, you can really see the thinking and the actions that this large action model is taking, using that blend of UiPath computer vision capabilities to understand the screen, understand the elements, and the ability of that large action model, large language model, I should say, to understand nuances and language and what you're trying to accomplish. So pretty powerful capabilities there. You can see it goes to that next website, this time main. And again, it's going to go and navigate this website, extract that data, and provide it to us to store and use whenever we need to do any of those title issuances. You can see it's clicking, it's navigating. And again, I have not told it to do this. It's figuring it out just from that initial task prompt that I gave it.